a very warm welcome to our session. Children, in our last session, we have discussed about quadratic equation. That what is quadratic equation? Equation in which the degree is 2. After that, we discussed about the zeros of quadratic equation. Along with that, we have discussed how to find out zeros of quadratic equation by using method of factorization. What we do in method of factorization, children? Here, we split the middle term to factorize the given quadratic equation and then find the solution of quadratic equation. Children, in today's session, we are going to learn another method to find out zeros of quadratic equation. That method is known as method of discriminant or by using quadratic formula. So let's start today's session. Children, see what is a method of quadratic formula. Here, the expression of the form b square minus 4ac is said to be discriminant of the expression ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Children, step number 1, to use quadratic formula, we will find out the value of a, b and c, and then we will calculate discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. If b square minus 4ac is either greater than 0 or equals to 0, then the roots of the equation is given as x is equals to minus b plus minus under root of discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Children, you have noticed one thing. Here I am using positive and negative sign together. It means the two roots of the equations is given as x. One time we will go with negative sign and one time we will go with positive sign. So the roots become x is equals to minus b plus under root of discriminant upon 2a, and second time it will become x is equals to minus b minus under root of discriminant upon 2a. Let us understand this formula in more depth. Here you can see we have written the formula again. Now there arises three cases. Case number 1. Children, when the discriminant is greater than 0, let's see what will happen. So when discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, in that case you will find out the roots, that is x is equals to minus b plus under root discriminant upon twice a, and the second one is minus b minus of under root discriminant upon twice a. Case number 2. In case number 2, when discriminant will become is equals to 0. Children, if discriminant in the formula becomes 0, means this term will vanish. If this term will vanish, then you can see x will become or x will reduce to minus b upon 2a. X is equals to minus b upon 2a. You can see one thing here. In this case, both the roots are same because the second term got vanished. The third case where discriminant is less than 0. So children, when discriminant become less than 0, in that case there is no root of the quadratic equation. Why so? Think about it. We will discuss this in our next session. Case number 1. Solve the following equation. The equation given to you is x square minus 3x minus 4 is equals to 0 by using quadratic formula. So children, first of all, you need to compare this equation to the standard form of equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. On comparing, you can see here value of a is equals to 1 as the coefficient of x is not there. There is no coefficient of x square, so value of a is 1. Value of b will become minus 3 and value of c is minus 4. Now put the value of a, b and c in the given formula of discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. On substituting values, children, you will see here the value of d is 25 and clearly 25 is greater than 0. So we can proceed further. So let's put the things now in the quadratic formula. Substitute the value of a, b and c. And on calculating, children, we reach to this step where x is equals to 3 positive plus minus 5 upon 2. As we discussed in our previous session, here one time we will go with positive sign and second time we will go with negative sign. So let's start. So here x will become 3 plus 5 by 2, and in second time it is 3 minus 5 upon 2. Now 3 plus 5 gives you 8 by 2, that is equals to 4. This is equals to 4, and here 3 minus 5 gives you minus 2 by 2, that gives you minus 1. So we can say 4 and minus 1 are the roots or the zeros of given quadratic equation. Let's see the another example. Here again the equation which is given to you in a standard form, that is 2x square minus 2 root 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Again compare this equation to the standard equation and write the value of a, b and c. So we saw here on comparing, a is 2 as the coefficient of x square here is 2. b is minus 2 root 2 and the value of c is 1. Now write down the values in the formula, that is b square minus 4ac, and on calculating you will see minus 2 root 2 square. Now minus 2 square gives you 4 and root 2 square means root 2 into root 2. So we know when we are multiplying two roots together, answer will be the same number. So here we have 4 into 2, that gives you 8. So in this step we get 8 minus 8 gives you 0. So children, here we saw that the discriminant is equals to 0, and as I told you, when discriminant becomes 0, so in the formula the second term get vanished, and here the roots of the equation, now put the values of a, b, c, and you will see one time if will go with positive sign, one time will go with the negative sign, but since discriminant is already 0, so here you can see in both the times we will get the same answer. So in such examples where the discriminant is equals to 0, we will get two roots and the roots are equal. Now let's take the last example of this case. Children, you can see the equation which is given to you is x square plus 4x plus 5 is equals to 0. The steps remain same. Again compare the values or compare the given equation with the standard equation. Write the value of a, b, c. So we got a is 1, b is 4 and c is 5. Write down the things in the formula, that is discriminant b square minus 4ac, and on calculating we can see here the discriminant is minus 4. Minus 4 means this is less than 0. So children, when discriminant become less than 0, in that case we cannot find any root for the equation. So such equation does not have any solution or any 0 or any roots. So children, after this, now we are left with only last topic of our chapter, that is nature of root. This is one of the very important topic of your chapter. Nature of root, it depends completely on the value of discriminant. So children, here arises three cases. Case number 1, when the value of discriminant is greater than 0. So children, you know this is your quadratic formula, and when case number 1, when the discriminant is greater than 0, as we know, we can find out two separate roots. One, we will go with plus sign. Second, we will go with negative sign. So you have two real and separate, that is different roots. Case number 2, when your discriminant becomes 0. When discriminant becomes 0, in that case also you will find two real roots, but remember in that case the roots are equal. And your third case, when the discriminant is less than 0, in that case you will not find any real root. There is a reason, because we can find there is no natural number who is square of a negative number. We can see because the number whose square is negative number is not possible for us to find out. So that is why in that case root are not real. Now your next topic is the conclusion. Children, now let us summarize the things about the nature of roots. So here we have three cases. Nature of roots is completely depend on the value of discriminant. If it is greater than 0, so there exist the two distinct real roots. This will be the nature of root, means we will find out two roots and both the roots are having different values. But when the discriminant is equals to 0, in that case also we will have real roots, but the roots will be equal, and when it is less than 0, then there exist no real roots. Now children, this is about nature of roots. On this topic, you might get one very important question where first of all you need to find out the value, or you have to check what is the nature of roots. So let's take few examples. Now here the equation is given to you 2x square minus 4x plus 3, and you need to find out discriminant. After finding discriminant, you have to tell what is the nature of the roots. So children, we know discriminant is, it is b square minus 4ac. Compare your equation with the standard equation, write the values of a, b, c, and on putting the things in the formula, you will see here the discriminant is equals to minus 8. Now since you are getting a value which is less than 0, so what will be the nature of root in this case? So here the nature of root will be like there exists no real roots. Second example. Now children, you can see equation which is given to you is 3x square minus 2x plus 1 upon 3 is equals to 0, and the condition is first of all find the discriminant, second step find the nature of root, and after finding nature of root, if the root are reals, find them. So we need to do three things here. So first step, write down your equation, compare your equation with the standard equation, write the value of ABC and put the things in the formula. So we have D is equals to B square minus 4AC. On substituting the value of A, B and C, we will check here. We are getting 4 minus 4, that is equals to 0. Now it is equals to 0. Children, 0 is 0 only. So here we will see that the discriminant is equals to 0. When discriminant of is 0, we have seen then the nature of root will be there exists two real but equal roots. So after finding the nature of root, you need to find out the roots. So write down the quadratic formula, and since discriminant already becomes 0, so you can calculate your roots by using x is equals to minus b upon 2a, and since we have two equal roots, so you can see here the value of x is 1 by 3 and 1 by 3, both the roots are equal. Children, now there is another example where we need to calculate the value of missing terms. You can see this is an equation given to you 2x square plus kx plus 3 is equals to 0, and here the coefficient of x is missing. So in place of coefficient of x we have k. So the question is, this is one of the very important question where you need to find out the value of k when the nature of root is given to you. Here I am sharing one example where the nature of root is equal roots, but you might get a question where they can give you an equation and they will give you the condition that find the value of k where the nature of root is no real root, or where the nature of root is real root and distinct roots. So accordingly you have to solve. So let's solve this question. You will see here a is 2, b is k and c is 3, and the nature of roots are equal roots. So in equal roots your condition is b square minus 4ac will be is equals to 0. So now when you putting these things in the formula, b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. Remember, according to this question the value of b is k. So put the values. So we have k square minus 4, a is 2, c is 3, and when you solve this equation, children, this will implies in the second step your equation will become k square minus 24. Now 24 ko you can also rewrite as root 24 square, As I told you, when you multiply two roots together, you will get the same number. So when you multiply root 24 and root 24, you will get 24 only. So I am writing this 24 as square of root 24. So when you are writing this as in square of root 24, children, after that you can apply third identity here, that is a square minus b square. And what is a square minus b square? A square minus b square is equals to a plus b, a minus b. So now apply identity over here and split this with the identity a minus b, a plus b. Now when you equate both the factors separately with 0, you will see you will get two values for a k here, that is plus minus root 24. So children, this is one of the very important question of your chapter. After this, we will discuss few application of quadratic equation. Application means we will learn that when word problems are given to you, how to solve word problems, how to frame equations from the word problem. So here I am discussing few examples with you. So first of all, this is one of the very easy question of your exercise. Here the question given to you is find two consecutive positive odd integers, sum of whose squares is 290. Now the condition is you are given with two consecutive odd numbers. So your numbers are odd, means there should be a gap of 2. Consecutive means they are appearing one after another. So let's do one thing. Let us assume one of your number be x, and what will be your second number then? Since they are consecutive and they are odd, so there is a gap of 2. So your second number should be x plus 2. Now according to the question, what they are saying, the condition is sum of whose square is 290. So your first number is x, your second number is x plus 2. Their square, the sum of their square, that is square of x become x square and x plus 2 square become x plus 2 whole square. Their sum square is equals to 290. So this will be your equation accordingly. So now children, here you can see we can do one thing. We will open this bracket by using identity number 1. So x square will be copied as it is, and here use identity, it is x square plus 2 into ab plus square of 2, that is 4, 290. Solve this in the way you know how to do transposition. So solve it and you reach to this step on solving this particular equation. Children, you can see here your initial equation is 2x square plus 4x minus 286 is equals to 0. But in the next step you can see here 2 is the common factor for all the numbers. So that is completely your wish. If you want, you can even reduce your equation by dividing it by 2. So we have divided this equation by 2 and your equation will reduce to x square plus 2x minus 143 is equals to 0. Now this is your equation in a standard form, and you know how to solve this equation by using quadratic formula. Calculate discriminant, find the value of ABC. So first of all, find discriminant. Here discriminant is equals to 576. Now write down the quadratic formula and put the things or put the values of ABC in the formula, and you will see x is equals to minus plus minus root 24 by 2. So on solving, children, you are getting two values of x. One is 11 and one is minus 13. Now you are getting two values. So which value you are going to consider? So again come to your question. Your numbers are positive integers and your values are 11 and negative 13. Negative 13 is not a positive number. So we will go with the positive value of x, that is 11. So one of my number is 11. So what is going to be my second number then? Because they are odd number, there is a gap of 2. So if one is 11, your second number is 13. So these are the required numbers. Let's take one more example. This question is again one of the important question of your chapter, where we are getting a question of upstreams and downstreams. So children, before I'll read the question, let me make you understand the meaning of upstreams and downstreams. See, suppose you are there and you are in a boat and you are rowing a boat, and if the direction is upstream or if it is a downstream, upstream means the flow of the stream is opposite to you, and in case of downstream, the direction of the boat and the direction of the flow of the river, they are in the same direction. So in case of upstream, the speed of the stream will be reduced or subtracted from the speed of the boat, because they are in the opposite direction. But in case of downstream, since the boat is going in one direction and the flow of the river is also in one direction, so in that case the speed of the stream is added to the speed of the boat. I hope the meaning of upstream and downstream is clear to you. Now let's read the question. So question says, a motorboat whose speed is 18 km. Remember, just point out the things which are given to you. Here the speed of the boat is already given to you, that is 18 km per hour. In some questions, the speed of the boat is also not given to you. So again, you have to consider one variable here that we will see later on. So speed of the boat is 18 km per hour in the still water, and it takes 1 hour more to go to 24 km upstream, then to return to downstream to the same spot. Find the speed of the stream. Right, speed of the boat is given to you and you need to calculate speed of the stream. And another thing which is given to you, it takes if the boat is going in upstream direction, so it takes 1 hour more than if it is going in the downward directions. Okay, so as I told you, in case of upstream, the speed of the stream is subtracted from the speed of the boat, and in case of downstream, the speed of the stream will be added to the speed of the boat. Okay, so let us assume one thing. Here we need to calculate the speed of the stream. So since it is not given, we will assume it. So let us assume that the speed of the stream be x km per hour. So what will be the speed in upstream case? Here you can see it get added. No, in case of upstream, the speed of the streamer is subtracted from the speed of the boat, and in case of the downstream, the speed is added. So in case of upstream, it is 18 minus x km per hour, and in case of downstream, it becomes 18 plus x km per hour. Now children, what is the formula for time? Time is distance upon speed. So write down time 1 and time 2 for upstream and downstream separately. So time taken to go upstream will be distance upon speed. Now distance is similar in both the cases, that is 24 km. So 24 upon speed is, that is 18 minus x in case of downstream. And similarly write down time 2 for the case of downstream. So it is again distance upon speed, that is 24. I am writing it here. It is 24 upon, now speed or in case of downstream will be 18 plus x. Okay. Now these two things we have generated, time 1 and time 2. Now what else is given? In case of upstream, it takes 1 hour more. Means the times of the upstream is bigger than the time in case of downstream. So children, from here you got your equation that time 1 minus time 2 is equals to 1. Now put down the things in the formula. Now frame your quadratic equation. Your ultimate equation is x square plus 48x minus 324. Find discriminant, find the things or put the things in your quadratic formula and find the value of x. Since we know that the speed of the streamer cannot be a negative number, so we will take the positive value for x, that is x is equals to 6. It means the speed of the streamer is 6 km per hour. So children, with this topic, we have finally completed our chapter, that is quadratic equation. Let us quickly recapitulate the things which we have already discussed. We started our chapter with the discussion of quadratic equation. Here we also talk about the zeros of quadratic equation. Remember, zeros and the roots are the same thing. After that, we have learned how to find out the zeros of this quadratic equation by using two different methods. Method number 1, method of factorization, and step number 2 or case number 2, method of discriminant, where we are using quadratic formula to find out roots of quadratic equation. Also, we have learnt about nature of roots, and in that we have learned 3 categories. It depends on the discriminant. If it is greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. If it is equals to 0, then the roots are real and equal roots, and if it is less than 0, then there is no real roots. So children, I hope you enjoyed and you have learned some good points from this particular session. Thank you for watching this session. Keep doing practice. Stay connected.